My name is Christopher Williams, and I am the STEM Education Specialist at the National Museum of African American History and Culture. As the STEM Education Specialist, I work with teachers and students to share the stories of African Americans and the contributions that they've made to this nation and the world through STEM. We offer 3 types of programs. We offer teacher programs, student programs, and we have digital resources for all of our audience. In our teacher programs, we have a STEM teacher fellowship that allows up to 2 teachers a year who have at least 5 years of teaching experience to come and work with the museum to help create new content that we can share with teachers and students around the country. And also we have those teacher fellows help us deliver this new content to existing teachers in STEM teacher workshops. Each year we have anywhere between 2 to 4 teacher professional development workshops that focus specifically on African American history from multiple time periods. We offer 3 types of student programs. 2 of them are things that we do in the museum, and 1 of them is a digital resource. Now, the first type of program that we have within the museum are pop-up programs or our classroom programs. Now, these are small, regularly scheduled programs that allow our visitors an opportunity to engage in African American history and STEM in a hands-on manner. STEM Days are large museum-wide programs where we invite outside organizations in to come and help us share the story of African Americans in a number of different STEM fields. We've had 2 STEM Days so far. The first was on African Americans at NASA, and the second focused on African American engineers. During each of our STEM Days, we bring in outside exhibitors to help share the stories of African Americans in STEM. They bring in hands-on activities as well as STEM professionals to talk with students and teachers and parents to get them engaged and excited about including their students in STEM programs around the region and around the country. Now, on top of that, we bring in outside speakers such as former astronaut Alvin Drew, NASA engineer April Erickson, and inventor of the Super Soaker, Lonnie Johnson. Now, when these outside speakers are talking to the visitors, they're talking to the students, getting them excited and engaged, while also talking to the parents to show them and tell them how to be more supportive for their students as they take their first steps in STEM. The last student program that we have is called Through the Window and Into the Mirror. It's an interview series where we interview STEM professionals of today, have an opportunity to share their stories, and also provide information and inspiration to current students in middle and high school who are interested in learning more about STEM careers. Lastly, we have the Smithsonian Learning Lab, which is a digital repository of information that is produced by the different Smithsonian institutions across the country. On the Learning Lab, you can find resources such as videos, articles, interviews, and objects from each of the different Smithsonian institution museums. It's a great place to gather information for your students or for yourself to learn about new resources related either to STEM, African American history, or any other topic that you're interested in. Another really exciting program was when we had an opportunity to talk with NASA astronaut Victor Glover. We even had students submit questions that were sent to Victor Glover so that he can answer them from the International Space Station. Prior to my time at the National Museum of African American History and Culture, I worked as a scientific researcher for a number of years. I was a postdoc at the NIDDK. This is when I really got involved in STEM education and outreach. When I applied for the AAAS Science and Technology Policy Fellowship, I knew at that point my career was going to be moving towards STEM education. I wanted to make sure I was either going to be placed at the National Science Foundation or the National Institutes of Health. But I went with the National Science Foundation because they had more of a focus on K-12 STEM education, which is where my real area of interest was. Now, following my time at the National Science Foundation, I ended up at the National Museum of African American History and Culture. And it is a dream job to be able to be paid to share the stories of people in STEM and to inspire the students and teachers of today and tomorrow.